what's up, though, y'all? This your boy, Mr. Layback Corey. This is the Press for Conversation podcast. I got a special guest in, man. This dude is a great music producer. He done work with a lot of people, man. He done work with my main man, Nick Varsity. I used to work with Vezo. He done work with the Lil Flip. He worked with a lot. We gonna get it. Willie J. Peso? Yeah, I don't want to say his name wrong. And my man Roland, I don't want to say his first name wrong.
Oberroland.
Yeah, Oberroland. Man, he got a lot of records. And we also going to talk about this these two records he did also there for my boy Nick. And he also got the hoodie season merch. We're going to talk about that too. My main man, Flyboi J, what's up, man?
What up? What's going on?
So, man, before we get into this podcast episode, man, we gonna play a good record by my main man Nick Varsity called Honey Pack, man. It's coming out pretty soon, but he don't mind me playing it, so let's get into it, y'all. All right.
Bitch, wanna fuck me, then let me do my thing. Just step the fuck back and let me fuck this bitch. Let me bend your ass over, let me hit it from the back. Perfect. Bend your ass over, let me hit it from the back. Hit it from the back. Perfect. Hit it from the back. Hit it from the back. Hit it from the back. Let me bang. Perfect. Let me bang. Henny with the pack. Let me bang. This little bitch so fine, throwing that ass on IG Live. Ay, this little bitch got drive, got her own bag, say she don't want mine. Ay, this little bitch got taste, face ass, no waist. Little bitch say she straight, still might let a whole nother bitch taste. This little bitch no joke, damn near drown last time I stroke. This little bitch don't choke, let a nigga play all in her throat. This little bitch so mean, new AP with the Cartier rings. Posting all these memes, know she talking about me. We in VIP, she pour my drink and pour my weed. Ay, she a real nigga dream. Ay, ain't a bitch in her league. Ay, club let out at 2. She text me at 3. Cut into her ass. Off bail, this what I need. Let me hit it from the back, please. Bend your ass over, let me hit it from the back. 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 Let me bang. Henny with the pack. Let me bang. Henny with the pack. Henny with the pack.
So what's up, Flyboi J? What's going on with you?
What's going on, man? I just been working. Putting in some.
That's classic, man. You sitting up here looking good, man. You got on the little legendary Channel 4 shirt, man.
Oh, yeah,
I see you.
Carmen Harlan going, you know.
Oh yeah, man. You used to watch the news a lot.
Oh yeah, yeah. I used to watch it a little bit, you know, when I was a kid. Of course, you know, my mom was always, you know, watching the news, you know. So
I'm pretty sure we all did.
Oh yeah.
So let's get down to the nitty gritty of things, man. What makes you get into music producing?
All right, music production. It started off. I've always been into music ever since I was a kid. My dad was a DJ. You know, that kind of what got me into music, listening to, you know, all different types of music, from jazz to R&B to soul to, you know, a little rock, a little bit of everything. So I kind of like got a good variety of music from a childhood, and it's always been something in my head that I've always wanted to do some kind of music. Either I wanted to be a rapper at one time. It didn't pan out, but you know, it all, you know, came together, you know, in the long run. So.
That's cool. So when did you start? What age you started making music?
I started making beats probably in like high school. I want to say probably like 9th grade. I ended up, it's a funny story because I got this program from a friend of mine to make a copy for somebody else. I got that program and ended up messing around with it, downloaded it on my computer, started messing around and started getting good at it. And that's kind of was the lane that I kind of went with. So, I mean, I was kind of better as a producer. Everybody was giving me praise and everything. So.
Who was your favorite musical influencer growing up?
My favorite, if you ask anybody that knew me as a kid, they would say Timbaland. Timbaland has always been like the one, like that. It's a specific album, that Welcome to Our World, Timbaland and Magoo CD. The production on there was so like crazy at the time in '97.
That was a dope album.
Yeah.
And see, a lot of these young folks, they need to go. I mean, that was good music back in the day.
Oh,
man.
yeah.
Back in the day, you had to have, it was boundaries in music.
Yeah.
You had to have your pen game. Everything had to be 100%. Like,
Yeah.
you had to really know how to rap. You know how to have structure and rap. Nowadays, I'm not down in the new generation because they doing what they doing. They doing what they're supposed to do. But now it's like more about, it's like music more. It's about fashion and about
Yeah.
about image, about this and that. Back in the day, you had if you had bars, you really was in the doors.
Oh yeah, definitely. If you had bars back in the day, that was always the door opener. Because I mean, of course, people put together good songs back in the day, but it was always about the art and the bars back then. Like if you had bars, if you coming in putting some whack on the track, it didn't. It didn't have the longevity that the music. I mean, because you can play something from the '90s, now and still, what I'm saying, like it'll still resonate to this day. It's a timeless music.
Okay, so who was your top 3 rappers you like to listen to back in the day?
My top 3 rappers. All right, it's all right. I'm gonna go in 2 eras. As a kid, I was always listening to Nas. I was a real big, I listened to a lot of Southern music. So I was listening to like 3 6 Mafia and like that type of that Southern sound a little bit. And then once I kind of got like a little bit older in like high school days, that's when I kind of like started getting into like different artists. Like I want to say, all right, it's a deep question. So my top 3 probably artists probably be Nas, probably would be. I listened to a lot of Jay-Z back then, of course, Nas and Jay-Z. And then I listened to like surprisingly, I listened to a lot of Busta Rhymes in that era, like that 95, 96, 97 era of Busta Rhymes. Like that was probably one of the first albums I bought as a kid.
So what year did you come out of high school?
2004.
A year before I did. I came in 05. So let's get down to the nitty gritty of the we talking about music. Now Southern. You say Southern music, correct? Rap. And Paul Wall and all them, Juice Mill, JD Juice, man. All of them had the sauce back in the day.
Yeah.
So how was it you working with Lil Flip?
Man, that was kind of like a dream come true because like I've always listened to like Lil Flip and like that whole era of just that Southern, it was like Lil Flip, it was like Mike Jones, Paul Wall, the whole DJ Screw, that whole little clique. That I kind of just always gravitated to that, that Southern sound. So when I got to work with him, it was insane because like he actually reached out and said, he wanted to get some production from me because I had a friend of mine that was signed to him. A rapper named Young Jew that's from Detroit. Shout out Young Jew. And he kind of tagged me in like that. Like, yeah, he was like, yeah, so he wants some beats from you. I'm like, oh, word? So I just sent him a pack. I sent him a pack of beats, and he picked one out of it particular, and him and they two did a song together off of that, and the rest was history.
That's cool, man. Speaking of Nas, because, Nas, a lot of people slept on Nas, and that's crazy. Nas had one of the hottest albums, Stillmatics, out back in the day. And when he got his first Grammy, I think last year or year before last, I feel like that was disrespectful. Because,
for King's Disease,
yeah, man, because, he been hot for so long.
Man, he should have had a Grammy 20 years ago.
Yes, like, he should have multiple Grammys. Like, why is he just getting his first one? And that's why, no disrespect, that's why I quit watching the Grammys. Because that man he's a legend. Like, he's legend. He was out when Jay-Z was trying to come on. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
Like, and I like Jay-Z's music and I love Nas' music, but it's just Nas was the one with the coochie, the sweaters, the shirts, and all that. He was the man. He was the man at one point.
Yeah,
and he still is, man. And like I said, the King Disease 3 is coming out.
Yeah, it's dropping next month.
Right. Well, hopefully, one day you can produce for Nas. Man.
Oh yeah, that'll be a dream come true definitely because Nas, artists like Nas, artists like those top caliber artists are ones that I would definitely love to work with.
Well, let's talk about an artist that you work with, Nick Varsity.
Yeah, that's my dog.
Man, Nick.
Shout out Nick Varsity.
Nick. I'm gonna get you too, man. You ain't dropped that ClicoVision. We're gonna get on that later. but let's talk about the songs you did with Nick Varsity. That Cashmere Thoughts is one of the greatest. It's a great song, great record. You produce a lot of records on there. Yeah. I think it's called Excessive Baggage. Yeah, featuring my man Vine.
Yeah, Vine.
I know Vine.
Yeah,
I know Vine too. That's my dog Vine. Yeah. They had their little rap crew, but my boy Tristan Knight acapella. He used to call it out. They had the Not Fucking Around crew back then.
Yeah.
So but it's this album that you got. You did the first one too. What is it called? Bon
Voyage. Yeah,
Bon Voyage. You did 1 and 2, right?
Yeah.
Okay. But this 2. Tell us about this this Ghost Pepper.
Oh yeah,
this Ghost Pepper.
So when we did Ghost Pepper, it was like so we initially started working on the project. I was just sending him packs and just sending him beats. He was like, yeah, just send me some of these type of beats. Send me some some laid back shit. Send me some some drumless samples, just just samples without the drums. So I sent him a bunch of those, and I sent him that Ghost Pepper joint, and he sent it like I want to say he sent it back within a couple of hours, like after hearing it, and it was like, yeah, like this is definitely going on something. Just before we even had the concept of Voyage 2, we were just working on music and at the time. So,
and also another record, Moon Sight.
Oh yeah,
Great one too, man. So how was that? I mean, how was this? How was it, man, working with him for this next, the Bon Voyage 2? What made y'all do the part 2?
well, because we felt like it was like a void of like, because we've done a lot of dope music together, and that's when we came up with the first project, the first Bon Voyage. So we kept saying like, a lot of people are giving us good feedback from me and him always collabing together and always having that good vibe. So we ended up grabbing some songs that we had put together already and kind of organized them in that order where it was kind of like that vibe would just fall into place. You know what I'm saying?
Well, and right, all right, you know what I'm saying. But a lot of great things. Are you producing on this ColecoVision?
Yes, sir. Got a couple joints on there.
Oh wow, I can't wait to hear it. Can't wait to hear it, Nick. So you know what I'm saying. But tell us about this this Flyboi merch.
Oh yeah,
Clothing
shoot.
line.
I kind of started that just off of same thing with Nick. Me and Nick doing some stuff together, and we had did I want to say the first Bon Voyage. I just started printing out different stuff from different I want to say like cover art that we had made for the album. So I just started randomly just putting it on shirts or whatever. Well, first I sent it out to people just to try to see if I can get it done or whatever. So I was like, I can kind of do this myself because I know how to press shirts or whatever. So I went ahead, just started pressing up my own stuff, and then people would, I get a lot of good feedback from it, so I just kept it going, just like ideas that I would come up with. If I think it's dope, if I think it's fire, I would just, press it onto a shirt and kind of, and I put that brand with it, that Flyboi merch brand with it. So
That's fire, man. That's real fire. Keep doing what you're doing, man. Tell us about this hoodie season beat tape.
Oh yeah, see, hoodie season came together with assistance of my my boy DJ K Riss, RP DJ K Riss. We worked on this project. It's probably like 2010, 2000, right before. Well, I dropped it in 2011. We worked on it for a long time. Where I was like, he would kind of just, we would send each other samples, ideas, and I was like, you know what? I want to just go ahead and put together a full project, a full, instrumental album. So I just grabbed a couple songs that I did from that already, and just kind of organized them in a way that I wanted to sound good, and I ended up dropping it November 11, 2011.
So tell us about how was it working with Icewear Vezo? How was it?
Real dope. Shout out Icewear Vezo. I ended up linking up with him with my boy Young Jew. He ended up doing a song with him, and we met. Me and him didn't ended up meeting until the video shoot. We had shot a video for the song, and we chopped it up. I sent him some more songs, and we actually did a couple more songs other than that. But I hadn't made it out yet. But so.
Okay. So what is a typical day for Jay? What is a typical day? So what I'm asking is, what is a typical day for Flyboi J? What is a typical day for you?
Typical day. I usually get up. I'm always working on something. Like if I'm not producing something, I'm working on an idea for my next beat or next or I'm chopping samples or I'm just getting on there just looking up stuff or I'm on YouTube just scrolling through YouTube and I hear some random music or some random because everybody knows I'm like a sample junkie. I can hear something and like I hear something out of it and I'm like, all right, I could take this little piece out of it and flip it and make it sound totally different than what it normally sounds like. So that's kind of like the thing that I've been on a lot lately. So once I do that, I got a little process throughout the day where I kind of like start off with chopping samples and then throughout the day I kind of work on stuff.
So what type of music? What type of how can I say this? Who is Flyboi J in music mode? Like what type of kicks what programs do you use? What type of I don't want you to give away too much sauce. But who are you in music mode?
I'll tell you one thing that I use a lot of different programs. First of all, like I use Machine, have a machine at home. The go-to has always been FL Studio. I've used FL Studio since the very beginning. I mean, I have Reason. I've used Reason here and there, but FL Studio has always been the one that I started off on in 2004. and I actually still only use version 8.0, which came out 15 years ago. So yeah, I mean, I kind of stick with what I stick with what I use. So, and it's been working out fine for me.
I mean, that's not like I say. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Thing is, so what's the difference between Flyboi J and Jerome? What's the difference between the two, or is it a difference, or is it just all in one?
It could be. It's a little bit of a difference. Like Flyboi is a lot laid back. I mean, I'm laid back also, but it's two sides of it. Like Flyboi is always whenever Flyboi is in game mode. I'm in producer mode. I'm in that zone. Like when I'm in Flyboi mode, I'm in that zone. I'm on my computer. I'm on my drum machine, or I'm on the keyboard. I'm coming up with melodies, or I'm trying to come up with different ideas. I'm brainstorming, and when I'm wrong, I'm chilling. I'm laid back. I'm video gamer. I'm a gamer. I got Flyboi gaming also, but I do a little bit of everything. So
yeah, I was gonna get into the Flyboi game. I was gonna wait, but since you hurry up and push the question, the narrative, I gotta ask you the question. Your video game is Call of Duty, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I see you play Call of Duty on the Flyboi game. How often you play the game?
I used to stream weekly. Like I used to get on Twitch and try and stream every week. But for now, when I do get the time, I get on there. I get on YouTube and stream or whatever. But for now, I'm definitely gonna get back into it because I know it's a new Call of Duty coming out. So it's probably me and my boy Knoxville. Shout out Knoxville. He's another big Call of Duty player. So.
So you got a PlayStation 5, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. See, well, I don't even go there, but we're gonna leave that alone. But I'm more of an Xbox, but this ain't about me at this time.
Yeah, I got both. I still play both here and there.
Do you play 2K or Madden?
I play Madden here and there. 2K, I haven't really been into it the last couple of years. Like the last My Player I built was probably in 2019. I know that's embarrassing with people that know me for playing 2K, but I haven't had a My Player since like 2019 because I've been so busy with so much other stuff. So.
That ain't weird. So how was it working with Willie J?
Willie J Peso. Shout out to Peso. I actually met him at my boy A-Tone studio. Shout out to A-Tone. We were working on a tape called Smoke Great Volume 3, which was through it was A-Tone and Dr. Kenobi. And we had a random studio session at his studio on a random Wednesday night. And he's like, yeah, I got a couple artists coming through. You can play some beats for the project. I'm like, all right, cool. First artist came through was Willie J Peso. And Oba Roland was also already there just from, just hanging around and shit. And it just kind of clicked up together that like Peso had. Now, actually, Oba did the hook first on the song that we had, the No Smoke song. And Peso kind of just was sitting in the corner, kind of just writing to himself. And then next he came out with the verse, and then that was it.
So it was like a Connect Four. Everybody came together, Connect Four, basically. That's good though, man. So what new projects are you working on? Like what's new for Flyboi J? What's new? What should we be expecting for the people out there? Like,
all right, well, I got another instrumental album I'm working on. I've been working on for a long time now. It's called Best in the World. It should be dropping sometime at the top of 2023. Me and Nick Varsity are working on another Voyage tape right now also. So that's probably gonna be dropping sometime soon.
I'm sick of Nick. You know that? I'm sick. I'm really sick of Nick Varsity. I'm gonna tell you too when I see you too. I'm sick of you. You got all this good music you've been hiding for a long time. Ain't that no good, Jay Neely too? I'm sick of you too. But I'm gonna get ready. I love you guys at the same time, but I'm sick of you. You keep on putting out these albums and these mixtapes, and I ain't get a chance to listen to it first. I'm jealous. I am. But seriously, that's good that you guys are. We would like to hear that record. Nick is a hell of a great artist.
Yeah, dope. Very, very dope artist.
Very great artist. He's maturing lyrically.
Yeah.
Like when I listen to his lyrics, I'm like, oh, he's mature. He's already mature physically, but he's maturing lyrically. Mm-hmm. Like his ping game is maturing, because you still have guys who they elevate physically, but don't elevate mentally.
Yeah.
And that's what you want. You want to be able to elevate your craft, and that's what I can see you doing. When I listen to, I didn't even know you did Cashmere Thoughts.
Yeah.
Like when I did, I was like, dang, it was Cashmere Thoughts. It was based off that that album. It fit that album, all
Yeah.
beats and everything. So you got that sound, man. You got that great smooth sound. It's like that sound, like you go back in the '90s vibe. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
exactly.
Like,
That's the vibe I go for.
Yeah, because back in the '90s, everything was competitive. It wasn't always about one person. Yeah, you had the Jordan era, so what? But at the same time, when everybody had the ball, everybody back in the '90s, everybody wanted to play ball.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Everybody want to rap now, this and that now. But you know what I'm saying? But I like the fact that you do what you do. You do what you do, and you love doing it, and that's called craft chasing. And like I said, keep doing what you're doing. Keep putting out the fire beats. And matter of fact, I would like to listen to some more of your beats too, because I'm looking for a new beat for my podcast program.
Yeah,
So
for sure.
I need some fire beats. So, like I said, keep putting out the beats and don't be afraid, man. And what artists would you like to work with in the future?
Man, it's so many artists that I definitely want to work with. One of the top artists that I've been listening to for years, Rock Marciano, is definitely an artist I want to work with. I want to work with those type of, because if people hear my drumless samples that I do, I love hearing old soul samples and flipping them, and I hear the sound that he's got, like that gutter New York sound, like that's definitely an artist I want to work with. People like what's the Griselda, like that sound, yeah,
that's
like
crazy.
that.
I was just about to say Benny the Butcher and Conway and West Side
Yeah.
Gun. Them guys really can rap, man.
Yeah.
And that's what you call rap. That's
high
rap. I like
caliber.
this too. Yeah, that's rap.
High caliber rap.
J. Cole didn't like the rapper. Then the rappers are lyrically skilled.
Yeah.
And that's why I love this. That's crazy. I was just about to say Benny, man. Benny last album before this one. Benny last album was straight, but I like the one he did with Hit Boy.
Yeah, that one was fire.
That was fire. But this one's fire too, because he did that song with J. Cole. That's dope. But I see that the beats, as far as beats, I see you and Nick really working on good things. Probably Nick is very open minded. He's very smooth with it. You know, he got that big brother vibe.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He's smooth. He remind me of a smooth Rick Ross, you ask me.
Yeah.
Well, no, he got ghost pepper, so he like ghost pepper wings. But,
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But Nick is just he just Nick. He does his thing, and that's good. He got with you to come do this interview, and I appreciate you really coming on here doing like real stuff.
Yeah, for sure.
Jerome, Jay, I don't call you Jerome, but Jay, I really appreciate you coming to do. That was some real Flyboi stuff. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
for
So
sure.
appreciate it. So this other guy, I don't want to pronounce. Quote me if I'm wrong. His last name is Chamber. Is it? What's his name? Start with a C.
Travis Chandler.
Yeah, Travis Chandler.
Yeah,
See,
that's
what I'm
my
saying.
dog,
I don't
yeah.
want to say his name wrong.
Yeah.
Travis Chandler. So how was it working with him?
That was another instance where we're hanging out at A-Tone Studio. It was rapper vibe. We just kind of just having like a jam session. Like I'm playing beats. I'm just playing beats, and he ended up like kind of rapping to one of the beats or whatever. And I was like, "Hey, you want me to load this up?" And he was like, "Yeah, go ahead." A-Tone went ahead and loaded the beat up, and I want to say he recorded that first verse 3 different verses. Like I remember he went in there and recorded the first verse, came out the booth. I was like, "How that sound?" All right, I'm gonna go back and do another verse. Went in there, did another verse, a totally different verse. Came out, how that sound? That sound fire. That's fire right there. Nah, I don't like that. Went in there, did another verse. Came out with the last verse. Was like, all right, cool. I'm gonna use this one right here. So that's how we came up with the song. It was just some random, just linking up.
Was there any beat you put out that you didn't like, and somebody and a whole lot of people liked it?
That's a good question. I don't want to say I didn't like it, but it's like I felt like I could have did more to the beat. Like it could have been like a Rush song or something that I was like, or idea I had in my head that I sent somebody like, "Hey, what you think about this?" And they like, "Yo, leave it just like that. I want this right there," and Cash App me right there for the beat or whatever. I'm like, I kind of wanted to add a little more to it, but it's all good because the song. I mean, and then I'm over critique myself also with my beats. Also, I'm like, I could have added a little more in there or change this up a little bit. You know what I'm saying? That type of thing. So.
Right. So, like, it just seemed like to me that you perfect your craft.
Yeah.
You perfect your craft. So how many songs do you produce? And how many beats? How many beats do you make in a day?
In a day, I would probably say I would start at least 2. Like if I don't finish, I'm definitely finishing at least 1 beat, like from start to finish, from chopping the sample to everything, sequencing everything, probably at least a track a day. But in the past, I've made as many as 3-4 beats a day, just in a creative mode, just knocking them out, just hearing something and just, all right, I can do this, I vibe with that, and then come up with another idea, vibe with that, and a few hours later, I'll be listening to something, or I'm just coming up with a melody, hear a melody in my head, and just start playing it on the keyboard and just add to it. That's another idea. So
that's great, man. That's great. So how do you know that? How do you know your sound? Like, how do you know that this is it? This is it. This is my sound. This is it. How you know this one is a go?
Yeah, it's all about that smoothness. Like, cause I'm a smooth producer. All my beats are kind of like laid back, kind of smooth. I mean, I got the hype ones. I got the the up tempo tracks and stuff like that. But like Big Boat and stuff like that. But I also got like the laid back ones, like Ghost Pepper and what's the other one that's on there? The Turbo Man one is another kind of like laid back, type track. So
give us when you walk into the studio, and you got your own studio, correct?
Yeah.
So when you walk into the studio, what's the first thing on your mind when you cut everything on? Like what's flowing through? What type of creative juices is flowing through Flyboi J's mind?
Sometimes I can go in there and I can. So like sometimes I go straight to, like, I'm in the studio, I already got an idea in my head. Mm-hmm. Sometimes I can get on there and just start messing around with tracks or messing around with samples I already got chopped, or just come up with a different idea or whatever. I come in, cut everything on, hop right on the computer, and get to chopping, get to messing around and get into seeing how I can, if I have a sample already, or if I got a brand new fresh idea, what can I do with this fresh idea?
Okay, but before we get out of here and before we end this interview, I would like to know two things. Where can we find Flyboi J?
I'm on Instagram at Flyboi J, FLYBOIJ. I'm also on Twitter at Flyboi J. TikTok at Flyboi J. I do a lot of memes on TikTok, but I'm all over the internet. FLYBOIJ.
Okay, that's good. So another thing before we get out of here, I would like to know if we can play a song that you produced, my main man Nick Varsity, called Moon Sign.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, y'all. It's on every platform, too, so make sure y'all check it out. This is the song Moon Sign by my man Nick Varsity, produced by my boy Flyboi J. So y'all want to check it out. And the song, the mixtape is on all platforms, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yep, and it's called
Voyage.
Voyage 2. So
yes,
make sure y'all, I don't want to get it wrong because I don't want anybody calling up here, hey, you got to get this right. But here we go, Moon Sign.
Yeah, this where we at with it. Look, how you staring at $1 million nigga? How you staring at a go-getter? Lil Labo got your ass triggered. Lamb chops with the zip sauce drizzle. Smoking out the ounce. Champagne sipping, I ain't tripping on shit. Cause the campaign winning even when it wasn't shit. I was fast lane driven. Pops detail, call it cascade whipping. I'm a Detroit dog. Downtown baby off the S-Dots when you was singing down, down baby. He a fan, I'm a boss, I don't got ops baby. Live, laugh, love, niggas log out daily. Yeah, I'm a star, Dak Prescott. You probably thinking that she tough, she a press start. Back shots, put it all in, make her breath stop. Can't believe what she said when the sex stopped. You know this champagne shit, all this fly shit, you know what I'm saying? This shit is genetics. We not even trying to be. Imagine if we tried. Yeah, Bon Voyage 2. Look, pressure. 100%. Head talk just don't cover the rib. TED talk, beet juice, tea with mint. Vintage French frames with seasoned tints. It's like I step in the set, the cheese is spent. Getting love from girls when the cheese was lit. If it don't add value, then leave the shit. Time is everything, how your leisure spent? Up north on the beach and the weed is lit. Could average 30, but I lead assist. Shrimp and grits in South Beach, the shit. But fresh guacamole out in Cabo, something holy. Boss Boys and Girls Club, members only. A sharp mind dangerous, I weaponize my homies. I had to get it off the ground. Life a bitch, I'ma talk all her orgasms down like. Come here, baby, come here, baby, come here, baby, yeah.